Okay, welcome everybody to tonight's pay plan. We're going to talk about our incentive pay plan at Pro One Plus Global, the future of business. And first thing I want to say is we've really developed a new market niche in the new sharing economy. It's something I'm super excited about. One of the reasons I took on this project. I'm going to spend the next about 15 minutes with you going over our incentive plan and how it's going to really put the money in your pocket based on your efforts, for what you're worth. So with that, if we look at the left over here, it says 3 ways to participate. We have trial members, and with the trial member, you can receive up to 100% of available commissions. And the reason why we did this is to, we know there's 2.5 billion people, in the world that have smartphones. They don't have bank accounts. They're the unbanked. They got gumption. They want to do something, but they don't have the opportunity to do it. And they're certainly not getting paid by other companies that may have an opportunity for them. So what we wanted to do is be fair for everyone and say, look if you go out and do the work, we're going to give you all the commissions that anybody else who, wants to buy a package that gives them more information. And by doing that, that's going to give you an opportunity to be able to upgrade to those packages so you can start to learn how to become a better business person, because that's what we're about. We're a professional development educational company for entrepreneurs. So with that, that leads us to the fast track member. And the fast track member is simply a 2-generation, affiliate commissions. And so what happens, a person goes out and basically, shares the fast track with someone else. We're gonna have $25 on the first generation and $7 on the other. And, if you want to take a quick look at that, if we just move to the middle top blue section here, it says fast track retail commissions. And generation 1, you have $25 here. And this is what we call the power of 3. So this would be, say, if you came in as a fast track at 39 and you wanted to put yourself in a position to upgrade to the 135 or infinity level, how would you do that? And the best way to do that is simply through the power of 3. You go put 3 people in, and that's identified by you being the green circle in the middle. And here we kind of have the increasing rings of a pond when you throw a rock in, and how that affects the community around you. You go out and do a little bit, and you help 3 people get involved at the fast track level. At that point, you're going to earn $25 in retail, because out of the $39 that your people purchase, you're going to receive 25 back. 25 times 3 is $75. You see that underneath the orange generation 1. Now, what you're going to do on the business culture point of view is, or the business side, you're going to teach your people and say, hey, do you want to get your fast track for free? And they're going to say, well, of course. You say, well, hey, let's help you with the power of 3, put in 3 people. Well, when you do that on the second level, it pays 7. Well, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times $7 in commission on generation 2. We see that on the blue on the right side there is 63. Well, look at the bottom. It says the power of 3 in green. It says 75 plus 63 equals 138. And every 28 days, that's a business cycle for us. What does the infinity cost? It costs 135. So you're always making more by doing the power of 3 than what the actual cycle costs. So, moving on, we just see that with the green 39 at the end here on the top right, it says 25 plus 7 equals 32. So therefore, we're paying out 32 of $39, which is about 82% of commissions are paid. Now, how can we pay this? Because some people come and go, Russ, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money you guys are paying out. We can pay that out because everything we have is digital. So we're worrying about warehousing, research and development. We don't have to do any of those kind of things and, be in a position to keep a whole bunch of money. We can pay that out to you because everything we've done is digital, and it just makes sense in the 21st century to do that. And that's why we're the future of business. So let's go on to the future. Let's go on to the new shared economy and talk a little bit about infinity. So there's a couple ways to get paid out of infinity. And one is the Shared Economy Coded Commission, or the SECC. Sounds very governmental, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's just a really cool name we gave to something, in the new shared economy that we have. And it's really the only pay plan or incentive pay plan out there that really has an opportunity where you can share in the involvement and the revenue of pretty much everybody in your team who's below you, which is really, really exciting. So looking at that, what we do is we're going to go down to the bottom 2 sections on the far left and in the middle, and it says Infinity Pack Shared Economy Coded Commissions and Matching Bonuses. So what we have here is we have $96. Well, why is it $96? Well, remember, you get the fast track as well. So for 135, if we take 135 and we take 39 plus 96, that equals $135. So looking at that, we're going to specifically split up this $96 portion, or the infinity portion of the infinity pack. Now, this is the cool thing. When a person comes in at 135, you're also going to get all the fast track commissions as well, and that's certainly shown on the calculators that we have that are in your back office in the bottom 1/3 of the menu system. So as an Infinity affiliate, receive all fast track retail commissions, of course. So what we've done is we split the 96 up into two portions. Portion one is the SECC, which is the Shared Economy Code Commission, where we have $60. Now this is really cool. What we're doing is we're really keeping your $60 in escrow, and we're splitting that up into 7-day sections. So $15 gets paid out in the first 7 days, second 7 days another 15, third another 15, and fourth another 15. So that's why we have a 28-day cycle, because 28 divided by 4 equals 7. So every 7 days we pay out $15. And the reason we do that is because we share people who you personally enroll with individuals who are in your community above you. But the thing is people who are below you in your community are also sharing a lot of their people with you as well. So what we want to do is never, trip over pennies when we have $100 bills falling out of the sky. And we're certainly going to teach you how that rolls in the next page we have here. So that's that. That's how the $60 is handed out. And then the 24 is the matching bonus. And there's a 10% bronze, 20% silver, and 40% gold, which represents either $6, $12, or $24. Now, how do you get to these? Well, a bronze is a person who simply goes out, and the very first Infinity that you enroll, you're going to receive 10% immediate matching bonus on the coded bonus that individual earns. So from 1 to 3 personals at the Infinity level, you're going to earn 10% of their coded commissions. Once you hit 4 to 7 personals, you're going to receive 20%. And at the gold level, you're going to receive, which means they've shared with 8 infinities. Personally, you're going to receive 40%. So that's really, really cool. So this is a really interesting part about this bonus as well, is that even if one of your personals is shared into the shared economy aspect that we have, the greatest thing is you're still going to receive your matching bonus instantly whenever they get paid. So when someone else gets paid, you get paid, and that's the way we want it. So here we got 39 on the right-hand side and 96. 39 and 96 is 135. So that's how everything's broken down. So let's talk about how we do the sharing, because sharing is caring. So the Infinity Pack Shared Economy Coded Commissions, importance of the infinite coded commissions every 7 days. So here we have a circle represented by that pond, by the rock in the water, by those concentric circles moving out and growing in your community. So you're represented by the green. And we have person A, person B, and person C. So what we're going to do is we're going to show generation 1. What's going to happen is each of these people have paid 135. And remember, out of the 135 with each, there's $60 that's going to be put in escrow. And every single 7 days, $15 from each of these people is going to be, in essence, paid out to someone who's coded in this, coded in the SECC coded commissions. And this is how it works for you. You've gone out through the power of 3 and you've put in 3 Infinity people. Now, this is the cool thing, is that you're going to receive $15 in the first 7 days on week 1 from A. And B and C are actually going to be shared into the community above you. Now, on week on week 2, the second 7 days, you're going to receive $15 from B, and A and C are going to be shared up. And then on week 3, the next 7 days, you're in day 21, you're going to receive another $15, but this time it's from C, and A and B are going to be shared up. And then, of course, on week 4, it's back to A, and C and B are shared up. So therefore, you're going to make $60. Now, this is really cool. What's going to happen is, as that's happening, you're also going to receive the matching bonuses on what happens with respect to their coded bonuses, but more importantly, you're going to receive the income from each of those people for the $25 off of each. So when you put everything together, you're still, by putting 3 people in at the infinity level, you're still going to make your 138 or $135 there, which is going to pay for your next week. Now, this is where this gets super, super exciting. Okay, so let's go to the middle gray section here. So how does this work? Because, remember when I said don't, trip over pennies when there's $100 bills falling out of the sky? We're going to explain that in these next 2 sections. And I'm telling you this, is if you can get this, and it might take you a couple times to watch this video, that's okay. But I'm not going to say if you get this, because this is actually quite simple when you really put your head around it. When you get this, I'm going to promise you something, you're not going to sleep for days. Because when you truly understand the power of the shared economy, there is nothing in the world that will touch this financially based on the amount of people in your group doing the amount of revenue that they're doing and the amount that people are getting paid to do what they're doing in the group. There's nothing like this that's ever existed. We're the first company to ever do it. So let's get on with it. So how does the sharing work? So the infinite generational shared economy, here we have, you're going to receive the $15 SEC commission on week A for 1. Now what's going to happen is, remember, B and C are being shared up. But what happens is A has gone out and done the power of 3 as well. So he's got a few personals. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive $15 each on A's top 2 personals based on the highest revenue. So what's going to happen is that what the coding is going to do is, we got a lot of special sauce in there. It's going to go out and it's going to go down in that organization, and it's going to find, based on revenue, the top 2 people of A's to be able to share up to you. And then, you know what A's people have been doing? A's people's people have been going out and doing the power of 3, and they've been going out and enrolling people as well. So what's going to happen is that same week, that same 7 days that you've shared B and C up there, not only if you're in a position that you're receiving A's top 2, but you're receiving A's top 2's top 2 and A's top 2's top 2 all the way down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 levels. So what that means is that gives you a whole bunch of people who are coded right to your first level. That's why we're a 1-level affiliate system. So even though you're getting paid to infinity, where all these people are shared with you, what's going to happen is, as your group, as your community grows, your coded members, and you can see this on the right-hand side, when you look inside the magnifying glass, you can see 6, 42, 310. What that's representative of is the fact that as you've gone out and you've personally enrolled more people, you've always shared a couple people up, that's fine. And their teams have been shared up. But the thing is those other people that you've enrolled, those other leaders, maybe those other leaders are somewhere in that organization. What's happening is their top 2 people by revenue are being shared with you every 7 days. Now, what we're going to be doing is, we're never going to be in a position to share the same 2 people for a 7-day period over and over. So you might get a person, if they've only put in 4, who shared a couple weeks in a row, but it'll never be the same 2 people. That's one of our codes. But looking at that, what it simply means is that, if you focus on the power of 3 and you go down in depth, based on the revenue that comes in and the amount of crowd or the amount of community you have, you're going to make a significant income. But if you want to exacerbate that, if you want to grow that, if you want to make a difference in your life right now, I'm going to tell you, it's time to get busy. Once you understand this, you better make that list and you better get busy, because you know what's going to happen. The people who get this are going to know that if they go and find people who are hungry and people who are ready to get it done and people who are ready to, really get into the systems or the processes that we have to be able to build the power 3 in depth and be able to earn the different bonuses that we have, what's going to happen is your coded members are going to go through the roof, and you're going to share in the team's revenue of those big, large influencers who've maybe built large organizations in the past. Therefore, you want them on your list, and you want to put them and have them in your team somewhere, because you're now going to share in that revenue. And that's something that doesn't happen in a binary or trinary or typical unilevel, because once they're on that outside leg, if you don't go to work and do something on the inside leg, it's a great story, but that's all it is. We don't want to just create great stories. We want to pay you what you're worth, and that's why we have this shared economy plan, which has never been done before. So if we just take a quick look at these, 3 calendars, and this calculator is actually in your back office. It simply shows the variables, and the variables are something that you can change. You know, a person, if they put in, say, say one or two people, well, they're only going to earn two or three levels in depth. Once you get your third person, the power of three, you can earn infinite levels of depth. Now, this is the cool thing, and a lot of companies wouldn't do this, and we did, is that let's say you put in an individual at infinity, who puts in infinity, who puts in infinity, and that fourth person who's on generation 4, they go bonkers. They create some big, huge team, the big community of 1,000 people. Well, a lot of companies, what they would do is they would simply keep the difference. They would keep that as breakage. We've coded the commissions. We've coded that in what we've done, so that those individuals, because the people between you and that team that went bonkers haven't done their work, well, they're going to get paid on level 1 and level 2 like they should. But the other levels that are in there, they're going to be actually coded to you directly right on your front level. So that means that when they're supposed to get shared, they'll properly still be shared with you, just like those people were doing, doing what they were doing, the max in the compensation plan before. So it's a really, really big thing. But looking at this, when you're taking a look at, 4 people who each personally bring in 3, down 2 levels, everybody's an infinity in this case, there's 6 coded members. That means every 7 days, you have 6 people times 15, plus you have your fast track commissions. You're looking at 16 people in your group and about $592 every 4 weeks. That's not a lot of revenue that's going to the business, but it's paying you, for a lot of people in this world, $592 US every 4 weeks, or an extra $8 grand a year. That's significant. That makes a big difference in their lives. Maybe pays off a debt, a student loan, whatever it is. The next one, you say, you know what, I love silver, the 20% matching bonus, but I'm going to go put in 8 personals at infinity, and I'm going to teach my people who are getting their product for free to get one more person to go to silver. That's the 4. And let's say this just goes down 3 generations of infinity people. Now you have 42 people every 7 days that are being shared with you, coming to your front line. And at that point, you're getting paid that SECC bonus of $15. Times 42 plus the fast track income, that's over $4,000 every 4 weeks, or $53,000 a year. And look, you have under 150 people in your community at that point. That is very significant to have a community that small where you're getting paid an income that really replaces a professional income for most people in North America. And then, of course, the final one here, you go and say, you know what, I'm a go-getter. I'm going to go put in 12. I'm going to teach those 12 each to put in 4 in. And now what they're doing is you're duplicating this down generation over generation to 5 generations deep. Everybody's infinity. That's the assumption. Now you have 310 times 15, plus your fast track, you're equaling 27,876, which is 362,000. And you've got less than 2,000 people on your team. That is amazing. And I'm telling you, there's not one of you who's ever been on this call, or anybody you give this to, there is no one who's ever made that kind of income without a huge buy-in, where there might be some sort of Bitcoin or Forex type deal or investment type deal, where people are putting in packages of, $2,500 to 10, maybe $20,000 or $50,000 to be able to make an income that's over, like that. This is a steady growing, ongoing income based off of everybody in the community just doing a little bit as Infinity Pack members at 135. And so what we've done, if you notice with all the stuff I've talked about, all of the caveats to you hitting the next bonus, I haven't talked about those things yet. You know why I haven't talked about those things? That would be like, in order for you to get this bonus, in order for you to go bronze, you have to be able to do this, and you got to do this within a certain time frame, and then you have to have 3 other people who do this, but one's got to be on this leg and another one's got to be on that. All of you, I think, know what I'm talking about here. Our incentive titles and matching bonuses are pretty simple. When you're infinity and you put in 1 to 3 infinity people, you're going to make a 10%. You're going to make a 10% matching bonus on their quota bonuses. When you have 4 to 7, you're going to make 20%. When you have over 8, you're going to make 40%. It's that simple. That's the compensation plan. When you understand this and how this shares with everybody, and how we've made it so that you're going to be getting, as this grows, you're going to be getting, commissions coming to you on your cell phone, every hour throughout the day. And that's something that, there's nothing more exciting, and there's nothing more of a telltale outside of the value that you're starting to see with what we've put together on the product side and the services. There's nothing more exciting than, you know, sitting there with someone, talking to them about this, and all of a sudden you're hearing ping, 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 and you show them your phone, and you're getting commission after commission after commission after commission. And that's how this is going to go viral. So it's time for y'all to get busy. And the last thing I want to talk about is our Pop Plus store. Now that's paid out. Everything else I'm talking about is paid out instantly, and it's all going to be paid out through a global Visa. But our Pop Plus, basically, it's you know, health and wellness products, services from our vendors that are put in our store. It's finalizing, being coded now, and basically it's going to be paid out the 15th of the following month. Because what's happening is you're going to be actually going to their site, purchasing products off their site. They're going to drop ship it to your door, and then from there, the profits and what we've made, you know, whatever deal we've made with the company, with the vendor, the manufacturer, whomever it is, there will be a 60-40 1 and 2 generational split and a 2-level affiliate system on that. That's really just icing on the cake, and that kind of income will grow as your community grows and more people, you know, just want to be in a position to buy health and wellness products. So everything's instant pay, everything's excited. Infinite generational shared economy. It is here. It's the 21st century. It's time to finally get paid what you're worth with Pro One Plus Global, the future of business.